Well, good afternoon, good evening. It's Brian here with the Horror Experience. I know I haven't done a video in a while. Sometimes I go through phases where I'm just not. I'm more interested in watching stuff than I am actually doing a video, which I think a lot of us are guilty of that. I don't find YouTube that necessary, but I do it anyway just for entertainment once in a while, especially if I've got something new to share. But anyway, today I want to talk a little bit. Oh, by the way, I did get my air conditioning back running. The manager got on it pretty quick this time, and she's a new manager, so I'm glad that she's kicking ass, so that's good. And luckily it wasn't too hot. We were without it for about 3 days, but it wasn't, it was like 90s, which is, it's hot, but it's, I can tolerate that. Once you get into the triple digits, then you have then it becomes a little less tolerable. But and it's just funny now. We're at the very beginning of June, so we are we're the beginning of June. We're right at the beginning of summer now, right? We're about 2 days away from the calendar summer, which means nothing to me because summer is going to come whether the calendar says so or not. It doesn't operate on the calendar. It does what it wants to do. But it's that time of year where the news reports heat waves. Everybody's fucking turning into pork rinds and running for their lives. Because we have global warming or climate change or whatever the fuck they call it now. They keep changing the name of it because, well, you can't call it global warming if it's not warming, so we just call it climate change now. So no matter what it does, it's still climate change because it's changing, It's pathetic. It's so pathetic. I'm so sick and tired of the fucking media. I really am. It's like watching a fucking circus. It really is. And really what it's about, and I'll tell you what it's about keeping your mind and your attention on that instead of on what's really important. What's going on in our country right now that's what's important. But they don't want you to focus on that. They want to blur all that out, and let's focus in on running for our lives because it's 90 degrees. It's summer. The funny thing is they've been taking heat wave records for over a century. But they forget about the 30s. The 1930s when we really had a heat wave. And that was where the records were broken. But they throw that out and they just focus in on from 1948. I've checked this out. 1948 up. So we're breaking records, but we're not. They just want you to think they are. We are. It's foolish, and I would say that 9 out of 10 people see right through it, which is a good thing. So the media has gotten so stupid that they're just making themselves transparent without even realizing it, and they just make themselves look stupid. Let's not focus in on our country crumbling and falling apart and spending $8 for a dozen eggs or $5 a gallon for gas. No, we don't want to focus in on that. We want to focus in on turning into a fucking pork rind, it's 90 degrees. Run for your fucking life, man. All right, let's get on with the movies here. VHS is what I'm going to cover today because I just got some VHS movies in. Not VHS movies, but the franchise VHS. Sorry, it's easy to get confused. It makes it hard to look it up because you type in VHS and they start talking about VHS tapes, and so you got to make sure you put the full name of the movie in. The first one is the hardest one because it's just called VHS, so you got to make sure you put 2012 so that they know you're talking about this. Anyway, VHS 2012. I got these on DVD long ago, probably in 2012, actually, this one. Probably when it first came out on disc, and I think I've only seen it once. So I really do need to revisit these. You know, it's really easy to, you know, when you've got as many movies as I do, which is in the 3000s area, and I've got piles all over the place right now because I'm still cleaning. I'm actually getting ready to clear out a closet so that I can take some movies that I have on the stacks and move them. Part of the problem is the cats. You know, I have a cat rescue, and the cats play and stuff, and they run into the towers and knock them over, and it just becomes a constant problem. So I'm clearing out some more shelving in another closet. So I'm going to move some old clothes out and probably just throw them in the garbage because they're clothes I don't even wear anyway, and just use that for more movie shelving. Anyway, so I got this back in, you know, probably 2012, 2013, something like that. Fun movies. I love VHS. I liked them better than the ABCs of Death. I did like the ABCs of Death, but when you take 26 segments and try to put it in one movie, it's tough. It's tough to keep your attention because you're just flipping from one thing to the next, one thing, and it's too fast, you know, and you can't really do something quality when you only have, you know, 5 minutes, you know, you know, so these are better, you know, I think, if you're going to take found footage type stuff. And then in 2013 we had VHS 2, also on DVD. Again, I haven't seen this one in a long time, not since I bought it. So I need to go back and check this out again. To be quite honest with you, I've kind of forgot about these films, and which is sad because they're really great. I love them. And then we had 2014 VHS Viral, also on DVD. This is a lot of fun. I love this one too. Basically, it's just they're anthology films, but they're found footage anthology. So, the next one, after a huge break from 2014 all the way to 2021, we finally get VHS 94. Now, this one just came in today. I just barely took the plastic off of it, so it's brand spanking new to the collection. I got kind of behind on these, and because I hadn't been really buying movies for a while. I think we kind of go through that sometimes, where we just kind of go through a buying block, or whatever you want to call it, where you buy all the time for a while, and then you just kind of move on to other things for a bit. And you forget about stuff, and things will get away from you if you let it go too long. I'm still behind on some franchises, but like some series that I've been like The Walking Dead. I've got most of them, but there's I think 1 or 2 seasons that I'm still missing, and then also the American Horror Story. I'm missing I think it's the 8th season, and then which is still available. But the others aren't even out. I mean, I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know. They just decided not to release them on physical media for some reason. They just threw them on streaming, I guess, which is a bunch of trash. But anyway, VHS 94. I haven't seen this one yet, so... Actually, I can't tell you anything about the earlier films either, because it's been that long. Then I got this one, VHS 99. I got it on DVD, and the only reason they did have the Blu-ray in stock on Amazon. I do buy from Amazon occasionally, only when I need stuff. I do get Horror Pack, so those are random films in the independent realm. So you never know what you're going to get. But if I need something in my collection that I'm missing or whatever, then I'll go to Amazon for it. I mean, you might as well. We're paying whatever it is now per month to be Prime members, and I want to use that, the benefits that you get from that. Anyway, the Amazon itself was selling this one. The Blu-ray was being sold by a private seller who had bad ratings, and I was just like, no, I'm not gonna go there. So I just said the hell with it. I'll just get it on DVD. And to me, it doesn't really matter. And I don't need things on 4K or any of that either. So if I can't get it on Blu-ray, then I'll just get the DVD. It doesn't matter to me. So I'm not picky when it comes to that. It's just not necessary. Anyway, VHS 99, 2021. Or, excuse me, 22. So again, we went, just like the earlier films, which went from 2012, 13, and 14, and then we have a gap, and then 21, 22, and 23. So anyway, this was 2022, VHS 99. And then we move on to VHS 85, which is the most recent one. Came out in 2023. Again, this one just... And these three just came in today, so I needed them in. Pretty good deal for the most part. But all three of these came in together today. So, good deal. Now for the little surprise. Now some of you may be aware of this, but so far, from what I understand, only one movie has actually been yanked, or one segment from the VHS franchise has been yanked and made into a feature film, and that was Siren. Now, I didn't even know this until just yesterday, in fact. I mean, I know it says, from the minds that brought you VHS. Well, that's one thing, it could just be a standalone movie that had nothing to do with VHS, although it was made by people that were involved with VHS. But this was taken from one, what was it called again? Something Night Out or something. It's basically about a guy who's getting married. He's only like a week away or 2 weeks away from getting married. He and a bunch of his friends, his groomsmen, go out for a night of partying, and then they get invited to this underground party that takes place in this kind of seedy house where it's kind of a dark, weird, witchcrafty type thing. And they come across this gal who is basically captive in the house, and they release her thinking that she has just been kidnapped or something. Well, come to find out, she's actually a succubus or a siren. I think initially they took this from the original VHS film from Bishop. I think it was done by a guy's last name was Bishop. I can't think of his first name right offhand. But anyway, so Siren is connected to this. So I am including this in the lineup of the VHS films because this technically is a VHS film. But it's one segment that was made into a feature movie, a full movie, from the VHS original 2012 release. This came out in 2016. So this is a great flick too, by the way. It was well done. I had a lot of fun with it. She turns out to be this sexy, thing, beautiful woman, but then she ends up really showing her true colors later on in the film. She's actually just like a demoness, like a succubus or whatever the hell you call it, or a siren that is out to get her mate or a man or whatever. But anyway, it's pretty fun, and I recommend it. Anyway, that's about all I had, to be honest with you. I've been going through a bunch of other movies and so on, so checking them to make sure they're still working. I've been going through my Scooby-Doo collection. I finally have the Scooby-Doo original movie collection complete. All 40, 45 or however movies it is now. So I've been going through those, and because a lot of them haven't been played in a long time, and a bunch of others that need to be cleaned, and just the cases mainly. They've been just collecting dust, but that's what happens when you got a lot of movies, so you have to keep going cleaning all the time. Anyway, the VHS franchise, which I had been neglecting for a while, and I finally decided, what the hell, I need to get these movies in and complete this thing. There is another one coming out this year, by the way, in 2024. We are getting another VHS, so be ready for that. Alright guys, that's all I had for today. Stay cool out there if you're turning into a pork rind. And we shall see you on the next one. And a reminder, I will be doing a live streams here pretty soon. So I'm not sure when yet. I'm still working out the bugs. Anyway, we'll get to it. Alright, see you later.